Welcome to the Hatewatchmen with your co-hosts Tony Parlay Reyes, Andrew Miller, and Chris Billings. Now, let's start the show.
Welcome back, football fans. It's the Hatewatchmen. We're back, another week of football. That means we got some winners and losers from you from week 13, unlucky 13. I'm joined by my usual co-host, Anthony Parlay Reyes, but we have some couple of guest hosts today. We have Joe McQuiston.
Just went over that 2 minutes ago.
Just fucked it up still. And Josh
No,
Toll.
you're good. Yes, yeah.
Hey, you did better than Al Michaels than Albert O's.
So fair enough. I have a guy at work. He's very cool and we'd probably be friends, but his name's spelled Dylan, D-Y-L-A-N, but his name's actually Dylan. And I'm scared shitless to just talk to him because I'm afraid of his name, because I'm just I'm going to call him Dylan and his name's not fucking Dylan. So it's just a weird phobia of mine, I'll admit. Gentlemen, welcome. Thanks for being here for winners and losers. Let's jump right into it. Let's start with some losers on this unlucky week 13, and we'll start with you, Joe. Who do you got for me? Who's one of your losers?
One, I know you guys got several sections because you guys are more than knowledge. I'm the dumbass that makes the fun jokes. So I'll get things started by just utterly shitting on Vic Fangio. I know Josh is going to go there too. I don't get the overall, what the fuck this guy's doing and his point. I don't understand his purpose and what he's doing as a coach. So there's the play that I'm really going at is the one where Javonte Williams has no fucking clue what the play is. He's thinking the shotgun, so he's kind of off to the right. Teddy Bridgewater's kind of doing his thing under center, and all of a sudden the son bitch hikes it under center, and then Javonte had to scramble over behind the quarterback. Why don't you just take a timeout? Fangio goes to the press conference. He's like, I didn't have enough time to go down there and make the call. Dude, run out of the field. Run on the field, waving your arms in the air and go timeout. You're within your capability to call a timeout until 1 second on the clock. He had 5 seconds where the play was already shit. Stop it. And then he should have took the field goal, but he's like, no, we're going to go for it. We're going to keep going. Riverboat Vic, baby. Here we go. And it failed. And so, and then there's no change. He's like, change? No change. I don't care that Pat Shurmur's just masterclassing his way to mediocrity. It's maddening. What's also maddening is just the respect that he suddenly has in the NFL. He's the mastermind of the Vic Fangio coaching tree. He's an evil genius, Khalil Mack once told us. He fucking stinks, man. The whole organization, it just sucks.
Don't hold back on us, Joe. Also, I don't see Vic Fangio running anywhere. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
He has right here because he's probably got meatballs on deck.
He's not even striding anywhere.
Yeah.
In the pocket.
He's full on just.
Could you imagine this season for Joe if it was Fangio and Drew Lock?
Yeah, throw meatballs onto the field. It'll get intercepted, so the ref will be like, yo, what's going on? Hey, we called the timeout.
Like I said, you're not passionate about this at all. I can't tell. So we'll go down to Josh. Who's your loser of the week?
I'll stick with Joe on that one with the whole Fangio thing, because I heard him in his press conference explain why he didn't call a timeout on that. It's because he thought Teddy Bridgewater was going to go back into shotgun, and he was confused. Again, why does that matter? Just like Joe said,
fucking play.
Call the timeout. It doesn't matter if he's under center or in shotgun. You're the coach. You call the timeout if you feel you need to. You don't go and explain. It more sounded like he was blaming Teddy Bridgewater for not going into shotgun. And that, again, goes to just how bad this team is prepared at times. It's like, all right, we're in a certain situation. We need to get this and that done. We either call a timeout or we don't call a timeout. We just need to know what we're in. Then also in the first half, how do you not kick that field goal? Yes, I get it. You're playing the Chiefs, but you're playing the Chiefs in horrible weather, almost as windy as it was in Buffalo. So there's probably not going to be a whole lot of scoring through the air, at least, if you can stop the receivers, which for the most part they did with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. So you take those points and you build off that, give yourself a little momentum. But he automatically thinks that this offense is a juggernaut and can score at will, when through the course of the season, it's shown plenty of times that, well, they can't score in the red zone and they can't score touchdowns. And that's been a problem throughout the season. And yet he tries to score one and he blows it. So that's my two issues I had with Fangio this past week. Plus, you hold Kansas City at 22 points. You're dominating running the ball. You should be able to find out a way to win that game. But again, somehow the Broncos just pee down their leg.
I'm going to defend Vic Fangio. Here we go. First of all, Josh, it was less than 22 points. I believe that was a pick six for Kansas City that they scored some points on as well. So that defensive performance was actually better. My question is, do Vic Fangio and Pat Shurmur ever enter the same room together? Because, I mean, we have record of Vic Fangio actually being, like, good as a defensive mind in this league. Pat Shurmur's never been good. Never. Cleveland Browns, not good. New York Giants.
1 year with the Vikings.
Not good. Like, not good. How good was he with the Vikings?
Shurmur guided a New York Times best-selling author to an electric playoff run. So, little respect for the skull guy.
Pat Shurmur's the problem. He's the problem.
This is amazing.
Offense. Very boring.
You've
very
made
stale.
Chris Billings, Broncos fan, quiet as a church mouse with all just. I love it. I'm like watching my own show here. In my head, it's glorious. Tony, who do you got? And besides your losing Vic Fangio take right there, who is your loser? Week 13.
Fangio's a loser.
Broncos offense, man. Like you said, they should have gone for the field goal.
The trifecta. We're just going for the turkey right
Loser.
here.
Broncos.
A 20-play drive, 11 minutes off the clock, and they got 0 points. They literally held Pat Mahomes to like 16 points. They literally played great defense the whole game. The offense couldn't do anything. They had terrible game plan. Like, that is all on the offensive coach right there. What were they even trying to do in that game?
I don't know. I was watching Yellowstone. Like I was watching something else. I feel bad here. I'm the odd man out here. My pick not as exciting, I guess. I went with fake quarterback Taysom Hill way back from Thursday Night Football. Like, that guy's not a real quarterback. Let's just call it for what it is. When, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. And that guy, he's not a quarterback. Went 19 to 41. Although he had like a decent 264 yards and got 2 touchdowns, like, still got 4 interceptions. Like, they definitely used him more rushing, like, got over 100 yards rushing. But no, like, you're not going to win a game with your quarterback being like that. I say that as a Broncos fan with Tebow. Like, we just got lucky. And Saints, you need to see those games with Taysom Hill for what they were. Like, they were luck. It wasn't because he was a good QB. So yeah, Taysom Hill, 27-17 loss to the Cowboys. Just did not look like a competent QB out there. So he's my loser. So that means we get to circle back around to Joe. He joined us again after leaving for a brief period, after bleaching his eyeballs, I believe.
Well, Tony was like, I got to defend Fangio. So I'm like, all right, let me take a lap. Let me just get out of here real quick.
Cool off a little bit. All right. After you took that lap around the block and thought about things, who's your next loser from week 13?
God, you're going to have to improve my football knowledge. Who the shit just lost to the Patriots just now? Because what the fuck?
The Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. Oh, remember when Tebow beat the Chiefs on 2 of 8 passing?
Yep.
How do you lose when the other guy only completes 2 passes? What are you doing here? You're supposed to be the vaunted Buffalo Bills with hashtag 4th-year Josh Allen here. This guy, I was caping for this guy too. I thought this guy was special. Should have been a Bronco over Bradley Chubb, which, by the way, another loser, Bradley Chubb. So I don't know what the hell the Bills are doing. Like, are they not good? Are they just not what we thought they were? Were they just a COVID team? Aberration? They took a huge L.
I don't know. I think they're playing in a division where they still have a philosophy like they're playing Tom Brady, and they still like put emphasis on the secondary and the pass rush. And so, to hell on any run defense, especially when you're playing in the AFC East, I guess. But yeah, it showed like run defense still matters in the NFL. So good pick, by the way. That was We'll talk more about that game. Don't worry. Josh, who's your loser? Your
San
second
Francisco. Kyle Shanahan is not getting his team to finish games. They're up on Seattle in the first half by like a point or two, whatever it was. And then just too many turnovers. Jimmy G with 2 interceptions. I think they had 1 or 2 fumbles, just giving the ball away, allowing Seattle really take advantage of that game in the second half. They got to come out with a better game plan there in the second half to find a way to stop Russell Wilson and stop the Seahawks offense. There's no reason a team like Seattle, who I think maybe had 3 wins going into that game, should beat that San Francisco team, especially with how their defense has been playing. But the offense and Jimmy G, Tony's boy, could not get anything going in that second half. And that's really what killed them. And if they're going to make another move forward, they got to find ways to win, because each time they lose, I keep just going back to when Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons in that Super Bowl against the Patriots. They just find ways to not finish games, and it's showing now with the San Francisco 49ers. So maybe it wasn't just Dan Quinn. Maybe Kyle Shanahan has a lot to do with that as well.
Well, it really does chap my ass, because I believe it was last week, me and Tony actually praised the 49ers. So we're like, okay, maybe we're a little hard on them. And then they go and do that shit. So fuck the Niners. We get a lot of grief from their fans. Fuck their fans. They sucked.
A lot of grief from Niner fans?
We do, believe it or not. We know a lot of fellow children of the 90s who are either Cowboys fans or Niners fans. Unfortunately. And so, yeah, they're out there. That's the downside of being in my generation. You're going to meet a lot of Bulls fans. You're going to meet a lot of UNC fans,
Cowboys fans,
Cowboys, Niners.
Yeah. People that just like the 90s teams, man. Just what are you doing?
Glory days are coming back. The glory days are coming back.
Well, speaking of the guy over there, Mr. Cowboys fan, who's your next loser from week 13?
Just to jump on what Joe was talking about, it has to be the Bills' run defense. The Bills' defense in general. What the fuck did we watch last night? Honestly, Mac Jones fumbled like on the 3rd play of the game, and he tried to throw, I think, like an 8-yard pass that was hilariously inaccurate, Tebow style. And the guy, the tight end.
The win was awful in that game. The win was horrific.
It was, but from that point forward, like, how are they not just bringing the safeties to the line? And like, I get the Patriots are a well-coached team, and they're going to have some plays where like they block perfectly. They ran the ball 46 times and passed the ball 3 times. Like, how do you not stop that? How? Even after that first big run, it should just be like, yep, load up the box, 9-10 dudes on the line. There's no way they're going to throw it. They're not going to throw it deep. They tried a 10-yard pass and could barely complete it. Bills run defense. Big L. Big L.
Big L there. All right. My next loser from week 13, Eagles, Jets, color combo on those uniforms, both wearing black pants. They're both green teams. Like, albeit that, yes, like they had white and black jerseys. That was just god awful to watch. That was made my eyes bleed. So that's my quick little loser there. So
it was the non-color rush teams that simply still had color rush uniforms that made your eyeballs bleed.
It was like bad color rush. I wish they'd bring back some of the color rush, but apparently like colorblind people did not appreciate color rush games as much as me. So that became a problem, unfortunately. But yeah, this is bad. Ugh. Every time they jumped that game, I was just like, well, this just looks like jumbled chaos on my TV. I know Joe has a much bigger TV than me that takes up half his room, and so it probably didn't look as bad. So let's jump to Joe. Give us your final loser, week 13.
You fired me. The biggest loser this week is NFL uniforms, because this is Thanksgiving week. Where the hell are the throwbacks? I'm looking at you, Cowboys. Where's the star? Where's the one with the star, the yellow, and it's got the or the white?
They put one stripe on their helmet and got scared as shit for the rest of the season.
Just a regular white and gray pants, just like nothing. And then the Lions as well. They just went with a little bit. The only thing people like about the Lions are those Thanksgiving uniforms with the, what was it, like the gray matte helmet and then the black jersey with the blue numbers. Those were so cool. And then when the Broncos beat the Cowboys that one time, because it happens a lot, but it was that one time back in the day, that was the last time the Broncos wore those style of throwbacks. So Thanksgiving, I thought the whole appeal of Thanksgiving football was the throwback uniforms. Now that we're not doing the special throwback uniforms, what the fuck are we doing on things? It's just another day of bad football featuring the Lions and the Packers and the Cowboys.
Oh, I honestly agree with Joe here. I have not seen any like really decent like football uniforms. All we get is this god awful like camo military style gear that they throw at us year after year. And I'm not down. Like NBA, like, hey, credit to them. They miss on some of their jerseys, but like these city editions that they occasionally throw out have been awesome. Like they've been cool to see and really do encapsulate the history of each team. So I wish the NFL would do more of that, but they seem kind of skeptical to it. But yeah, good one, Joe. Let's jump to Josh. Who's your biggest loser from week 13?
The Bengals. The Bengals keep saying that they're going to be a playoff team, and you look at how the Chargers played in that first quarter where I think Justin Herbert passed for over 200 yards or something like that for 16 points. And then the Bengals, at least they get themselves back into it, and then the fourth quarter happens, and it's the same as the first quarter where they just get blown apart for 17 more points. The Bengals need to figure out right now how to be consistent on both sides of the ball. Too many turnovers. I think Burrow had 2 interceptions. There was a couple fumbles, at least one from Mixon. So they got to figure out how to get that all together and be playing consistently. And Jamar Chase has just seemed to disappear here these last few games. They need to get him back involved again. Maybe it's the rookie season. I don't know if maybe we're seeing also Burrow have a little bit of struggles here his sophomore season, but they need to find a way to be consistent week in and week out, because it feels like at some point with that team, either both the offense and defense are sucking at the same time, or one is just horrific throughout the game. They need to get it together if they want to make a playoff push and actually win that division, because they still have a chance to win it. So that's one of the other things. If they can pull that out, they can somehow get away in as the playoffs as a top seed, at least get a home field advantage for that first round of the playoffs.
I don't know about that, but we'll move on to Tony, who's your biggest loser of week 13.
Mike Zimmer. The Vikings are slowly killing that man. I think he's lost one eye coaching that team. He can't see in it. Like they're literally killing that man. Like him coaching that team is literally killing him. I don't know what the hell they were trying to do against the Lions at the end of that game. He's a defensive coach that that team is just killing him. He's got no life left. He's not coaching that team next year. He's out of there.
Well, aping off of Tony's biggest loser, my biggest loser was Vikings cornerback Cameron Dantzler. He was the guy on that infamous play that Amon-Ra St. Brown, gotta get that one right, basically got the winning touchdown on. And yeah, like Zimmer, I think, tried to defend him a little bit and said, yeah, like he was supposed to be playing off St. Brown and he was supposed to have inside help, but I have no idea where that inside help was coming from. I've watched that play probably like a dozen times at this point. And especially for how close they were to the goal line, like I don't see how you're getting inside help there that quickly. So yeah, I think that was just a brain fart on Cameron Dantzler's part and led to the Lions winning their first game of the season. So that's my biggest loser. So that's our conclusion with losers. So that means we got to move on to some winners. So Joe, who is your bronze medalist from week 13?
Do you guys remember that Klay Thompson meme where he's kind of chilling on the bench? He's like that. And it says 0.00 fouled out. And he's just smiling.
Yes.
That's how I feel about Mac Jones. And that's my bronze winner. The guy sat back, did a couple of these all day, couple of those, and that's all he had to do. And he racked up a dub, and his team's sitting number 1 in the AFC. I mean, can you have a better week than that?
I mean, no, like the guy didn't have to do anything. So I'll jump off that. My bronze medalist was just ground and pound football. That was some service academy type shit we saw last night. I, for one, enjoyed watching that game last night. I had a way more enjoyable time watching Monday Night Football than I did the half of Sunday Night Football I watched until I switched it over to Yellowstone. But no, like, yeah, like 2 or 3 passing for 19 yards from Mac Jones. Most of it was on the ground with 10 rushing first downs, 222 yards rushing off of 46 rushes. Had 7 players rushing in that game. Like that was just, like I said, I haven't seen something like that in the NFL in a long time. That was just straight like Navy versus Army type shit. And I enjoyed it. I told Tony, I wish we had games like that once a week. So he disagreed with me, but hey, I would like to just see one fucking just ground and pound game like that once a week. But that's me. So we'll jump over then to Tony. Tony, who do you got for your bronze medalist?
Seahawks and Russell Wilson winning their first game in Seattle in one calendar year.
God damn it. Be right back.
Calendar year. Straight up is it. I cannot believe it's true, but it's literally been that long since Russell Wilson has won a game in Seattle. Somehow Josh talked about Shanahan and Jimmy G choking that game away. The Seahawks had everything go right for them. A special teams touchdown, like special teams turnovers from the Niners. They got everything to go their way. They still almost gave it away with Gerald Everett fumbling the ball 2 times within the 1-yard line and somehow barely won that game.
All right, let's jump down to Josh. Josh, who's your bronze medalist week 13?
It's got to be the Washington football team. I don't know how they keep winning, but they somehow keep giving themselves a chance. Taylor Heineke, the guy that played in the XFL or whatever it was called the second time around, he just keeps finding a way to lead his team. And I think they're starting to find a good dynamic between him and Antonio Gibson running the ball. It's just becoming a good team. And defensively, they're doing a great job. They held the Raiders to 15 points. Yeah, they let Hunter Renfrow go nuts, but that was pretty much it. They're just finding different ways to win. And I honestly thought this team would be much better with Ryan Fitzpatrick, but once he got injured, Taylor Heineke's actually been surprisingly good. And I think Tony was talking about that earlier in the season where I was like, no, this guy's going to, do nothing, but he's slowly proving me wrong. I think he's got a chance to be a decent quarterback. He'll be an average quarterback in this league, but I think he could be a starter for some teams like the football team.
Hey, I'm all for Taylor Heineke doing well. Josh, I'm going to stick with you. Who's your silver medalist from week 13?
Silver medalist, I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins have now won 5 straight games in a row. It looks like Tua Tagovailoa, they're finally figuring out how to use him. And what is that? They're getting a little bit more on those roll-out passes to make it easy for him to get the ball down the field, as well as the emergence of Jalen Waddle. Like that Alabama connection seems to be working out, but I think you have to hand it to them for sticking with them. Now that all the drama about trading for Deshaun Watson is out the door and just focusing on Tua, they've looked like a much better team. When they had all that drama, they looked like crap. Everyone was looking over their shoulder. Mainly the quarterback was looking over their shoulder. But now they're putting games together 5 in a row and looking like the team that they were last year, where they won, 10 games under Brian Flores. So maybe they can have another run here in that AFC East division and make a difference there for possibly even making the playoffs. Now, I think they're 6-7. So if they win a few more games, they have an actual good chance at making the playoffs in that division.
They have a chance, especially with Buffalo laying the egg they did last night. And honestly, like I beg the Dolphins, just give Tua some time. So yeah, in agreement there with you. So let's jump down to Joe. Joe, I can see you just twitching in your chair. You're waiting to give us a silver medalist. Who do you got for me?
Apparently only I can solve. It's probably going to be something stupid that I don't need to come downstairs for, but yeah, it's just the life. So I'm going to combine silver and gold here. Javonte Williams, my guy. I mean, national TV wonder here, proving to everybody that he's a future star running back, despite the team he plays for.
Yes, we need to get hats made in Denver, run the damn ball. Like we need to see people at Mile High.
A radio person and the guy that makes a lot of sweaters. They're
Yeah.
going, hey, that's mine. Because that's original. You know.
Too bad Fangio's going to mess it up next week when Melvin Gordon's back, and they're just going to hand the ball off to Gordon. So
and then we'll be like, no, don't run the ball.
But, all right, gents. Thanks for having me, by the way.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it. Mile High salute to you. So that leaves us with the three amigos here. Tony, silver medalist. Who you got for me?
The Chargers. They came close to charging. So close to blowing that game against the Bengals. It was 24-0. The Bengals came all the way back, 24-22. And I was like, the Bengals are going to win this game. The Chargers they are charging right now. They are going to blow this game. Joe Mixon fumble, picked it up, run it back. Then they have the game from there on out. And it's the Chargers winning that big game on the road. Like they were an underdog. I didn't believe they were going to be able to do it. That Herbert dude is stupid good. Dear God, some of those passes he makes. Holy shit. But yep, that's the silver medalist.
All right. I would argue Joe Burrow played better in that game, but yes, Chargers did what needed to be done in that game. My silver medalist, Kyler Murray, came back from injury after being gone all of November. Dude crushed it. 11 of 15, 123 yards in the air with 2 touchdowns, and then 10 rushes for 59 yards, another 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's awesome. That's awesome for any quarterback to basically have 15 passes and have 4 touchdowns total. Like that's just something you want out of any quarterback, unless you have fake quarterback Taysom Hill. But I would say the guy's still averaging 266 yards a game. Like he'd definitely be an MVP contender if it weren't for him missing November. But I said this on other episodes. Like I believe that was like the 7th road win that the Cardinals have gotten in a row, and usually that's a key indicator of a championship contender right there. So I'd say Kyler Murray, MVP candidate if it weren't for that injury mid-season, and it's looking like the Cardinals very much going to be a title contender this year. So that's who I give my silver to. Josh, who's your gold from week?
I think you have to go with the Los Angeles Rams and their dominant performance over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Good bounce back for the Rams. Yes, it's against the Jaguars, but Matthew Stafford, 3 touchdowns. Sony Michel, it's like just finding running back. And for whatever reason, Michel, he was good with the Patriots when he needed to be, comes in, Henderson's out with the Rams. So Michel just goes off for over 100 yards. And then Cooper Kupp, who's leading the NFL right now with 11 touchdowns, maybe 12, just finding ways to get it done. There's no reason this team shouldn't dominate every team they play each week in and out. It really should be coming down to them and the Arizona Cardinals for the NFC Championship game. Yeah, probably the Buccaneers as well. So you got those 3 teams. Those are the top 3 teams in the NFC, in my opinion. But the way, if the Rams can play like that for the rest of the year, they're going to be a tough team to beat down the line come the playoff time.
I do snicker it.
Got a touchdown, right?
He did.
So there you go. He's finally shown up.
I do snicker at you a little bit, but no, they beat the Jags and they beat them handedly. But we've seen a lot of good teams like lose those games this season. So I laugh, but no, like those are the games you have to win. And like they're getting hot at the right time. They're getting healthy at the right time. That also helps any championship contender. So yeah, Rams, good pick. Tony, who do you got for me for your gold?
Oh, the goddamn inevitable Thanos of the NFL, Tom Brady and Gronk and the Bucks. Doesn't matter. Anything changes. No, those guys are still there. I think they connected for their 90th touchdown, which that's just stupid. Gronk is back. He's healthy. Tom Brady owning the Falcons again. He's like dominating them. I don't think he's lost to them in like fucking a decade or more. This fucking team, man. Like you talk about the Arizona Cardinals, Josh talks about the Rams. Everyone would pick the Bucks against both of those teams. We could talk about the Packers, talk about whoever you want. People would just pick the Bucks. Like this team is goddamn inevitable.
It's wild to me that like Gronk was retired and a wrestler there for a period and now is just like back doing it like it's nobody's business. But yeah, looking like could potentially be Bucks Patriots, Tony. I mentioned this before you in other episodes.
From the Chiefs. What happened? Who
Hey.
said that? Where they stopped playing football?
It still blows my mind. Tom Brady's what, 45, 46? And he's leading the NFL right now in touchdown passes. It just blows my mind how good that man still is.
And it's probably
MVP
going to get an
favorite.
MVP. Yep.
Yeah.
Most likely going to get an MVP. Well, close out our show. I'm going to give my gold credit to the Detroit fucking Lions, my baby Lions. You fucking won a game. That's all I got to say to you. Like I didn't want to see Man Campbell cry anymore. That guy deserved a victory. Like, and
Deserved a victory.
yes.
Did you see that fourth down he went for?
Yes, I did. And I was like, oh man, the Lions being the Lions. Like, are you kidding me? But hey, they prevailed. Because hey, that's what happens when you play the Vikings. They apparently are just more jinxed than you at the moment. So yeah, like Lions, gold medal. You're a winner. You've been a loser plenty of time on our list this season. You finally get a winner, so go for gold. And it's weird. Like it's Detroit fans are basically prisoners at this point. They're so excited to get one victory. I've never seen a fan base so excited for one win. I'm just, yeah, my brain's like Broncos suck, but they don't suck that badly. So happy to be a Broncos fan in light of that. So gentlemen, I appreciate you being here this evening, taking time out of your busy lives. Thanks to Joe for taking time out of apparently like his working schedule to join us. But no, Josh, like our main guest tonight, we appreciate you being here. Is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to throw out there for our audience?
No. I think the reason the Lions were so happy is because they don't want to be the second team to not win a game in a single season. If the Vikings don't crap the bed so bad, they're probably going to go winless the rest of the season. Although they'll probably be the Broncos next week. So there we go.
We got another cameo. He's
right.
back. Holy shit. Now what's going on over there?
What I tell you, literally, this is how you copy and paste.
We were
That was
just
it.
talking about the Lions. How are you doing, Joe?
Again, it's like I'm working. It's like I'm working with a bunch of Fangios. Like,
Hey,
That's
my gold went to the Lions. They finally won. They won a game. They're not gonna lose 16 games this season again.
kneecaps. Who the gold goes to.
I didn't want to see my man Campbell cry again. Josh was hating on me. He's like, "Did you see that fourth down?" Fuck yeah, I saw that fourth down, and I was ready to cry myself for the Lions. So I'm happy that the Vikings are more jinxed than them. Well, Joe, you're back on the cameo. We were just about actually to sign out here. Do you have anything to plug for us? You got anything to throw out to the audience while you're here still?
Fire Fangio.
I'm gonna go register that domain right now. Firefangio.com.
Go Spider-Man. I'm not doing it worth plugging, so don't worry about me. Follow me with my 75 people. That 72 actually. I only have 72 followers. I used to have like 2,000 on my old account. It's amazing my like drop off of the internet. Like I used to be like up here. Now I'm like here. So yeah, just don't do anything. Honestly.
I'm sure there's some folks on Rocky's Twitter that could show you how to internet. I'm just kidding.
You can't figure out the baseball thing. How are they doing it?
And he's gone.
You'd be calling me at this hour. Decline.
Oh, this has been a great shit show. Tony,
So that's bring me, dude. Sorry, go ahead.
you got anything to plug? I know you got shit to plug because you actually are a host on this show.
Check out some bad picks. I've actually gotten a couple right these past couple of weeks. TonyParlay.com, at the Twitter birds, at Tony Parlay.
All right. This has been Winners and Losers, Hatewatchmen. check out more of our videos. Go to hatewatchmen.com. Check us out at Hatewatchmen on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the above. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Tony. This has been Winners and Losers. Have a good night.